Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstir Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies, and welcome to my office. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to drop that artwork just a little bit further. Yes, I've moved right back against this wall from yesterday's videos. It means that hubby can set up his office side face to face on the other side of the room. We don't work at the same time, so that'll be absolutely perfect for both of us. Okay, entertainment only. What do I want to have a look at in this particular video? I think I might continue on with my previous video, and I'm going to have a look at what's happening in the Caribbean at the moment. Aside from Hurricane Melissa, I don't know how that's affecting the US fleet in the Caribbean, and the general in charge of middle and the command area of middle and southern America has resigned. Basically, he doesn't want to be involved in this illegal activity that's going on at the moment. So entertainment only. News has come out that the aircraft carrier, the Gerald R. Ford, is heading into the Caribbean if it's not there already, plus its associated fleet, and the guided missile destroyer warship, the Gravely, is apparently docked in Trinidad and Tobago, much to the disgust of the populace of Trinidad and Tobago. Although I feel their Prime Minister or President or whomever it is in charge over there is a Orange Twerp supporter. So he might find himself voted out shortly if they have elections. Now, the Orange Twerp is publicly accusing Maduro, which is the president of Venezuela, of being the leader of a criminal drug gang. I do apologise for the light. I will get a box light for that side to try and even it out a bit. I've got window there. Publicly accused Maduro of being a gang leader. I believe Hegseth has banned the media and Congress from entering the Pentagon and people in the Pentagon talking to the media and Congress. Yeah, that didn't work first regime. It's not going to work this regime either. So there's some interesting stuff happening, accusing Maduro with no evidence whatsoever. Now, I'm not a fan of Maduro at all, don't get me wrong there. But it's not for the leader of a country like the United States, leader, I hate using that word, it's not for the Orange Twerp to be accusing leaders of other countries. All he's doing basically is creating an excuse to attack Venezuela. Now, it gets really complicated when you're talking about that part of the world. I believe Venezuela is in cahoots with Qatar and the UAE. UAE or Saudi Arabia. Remember, it might have been Saudi Arabia. Remembering that the US military just sold billions of dollars worth of weapons to Saudi Arabia. Wouldn't be the first time that the US military machine, who's only after the dollar, sold weapons to someone who then uses those weapons against the United States in a conflict. But basically what's happening is the Orange Twerp is trying to create an excuse to send the military into Venezuela. Now, to date, Venezuela has held the line, zipped the lip, managed to not retaliate, despite I believe it's up to 10 boats that have been destroyed. There were survivors from a boat. Now, notice we haven't heard anything about those survivors as of yet. Even if they were drug-running boats, send out, the US military has the craft to send out seize, attack, shoot people from the air if necessary, if they fire, to seize the boats. But when you've got no people and no boat, then there's no evidence to contradict the claims of Hegseth and the Orange Twerp. So it's also part of pushing the military to just see how far they'll go with the legal orders before it blows up in their face, or just it's the old pot boiling frog. Just they turn the regime, and I'm talking about the not so much the Orange Twerp. The Orange Twerp, well, yes, the Orange Twerp, but he is merely the puppet out the front of the stage that is entertaining the audience, while the actual movers and shakers are behind the black curtain, frantically trying to reshuffle the scenery. He just repeats the talking points. I don't even think he actually writes his posts. So just be aware, if you view what he does through that particular mirror, a lot of it makes sense. Now, he is loving being the supposed bigwig flying around the world having these meetings, but what gets achieved is actually done behind the scenes. Besant is the one that is actually talking to the Chinese. It's not the Orange Twerp. He's not involved at all. He's just the puppet out the front. Okay, but let's have a look. What do I want to have a look in regards to this? Now, news has come out. Maria Machado, who won the Nobel Peace Prize, the opposition leader against Maduro, is a avid supporter of Netanyahu. Why am I not surprised? The fool, is it foolishness or is it something new? I think this is walking off the cliff foolishness of the current regime. So what do I want to have a look at? I've read on this a few times. Yeah, there's plotting going on behind the scenes, sending the fleet off, sending the fleet off to the Caribbean. Don't know where the Nimitz is. I keep getting the Nimitz, something about the Nimitz. I keep getting that the Nimitz is going to be false flag sacrificed. Might be some legal action taken in the international law court, because blowing citizens out of the water without due process in international waters is, and I read on the Colombian fishermen last week, might be going to the international law court. Those that have tied themselves to this devil energy are playing on smoke and mirrors, false declarations, illusion, delusion, but choices also made based on greed. Okay, so I want to ask simply, why is the US picking on Venezuela? Because, in the backyard, within striking, the US is within striking. Oh, that's why. Because the US is within striking distance of Venezuela. They're desperately trying to trigger a conflict. They tried with Iran, they tried with Yemen, all on the other side of the world, not working. So they're, okay, is the intention of this regime to push Venezuela to the point where it attacks back? Pardon that card. Okay, come on down. This one refused to be shuffled back in, and that one was sticking out as well. Yeah. Lies, deceit, betrayal, leaving no defences being left behind, the circus. But yeah, okay, it's a yes. Okay, this card showed itself to me a couple of times. The challenge is Will the military blindly follow the orders? Or will they put up the legal defences? Queen of Wands, here's this inspirational female again, but so the all-seeing cat, so the energy that's dewing in, so is the intention to push Venezuela to the point where it retaliates? It's about, I hate to say it about any of the queens in the deck, but she's the queen sitting there with her knees apart. It's about prostituting the military, but the military do not appreciate being prostituted. We've got in the past, we've got those that make the money living in their isolated gilded cages, not listening to public opinion, but just feathering their own nests. Queen of Swords. So we've got two queens now, so this could be internal strategy. Thank you. I was thinking it could have been legal action, but it's not. It's about the internal strategy. And here we've got the King of Pentacles. Can be my orange twerp card who sees himself as a businessman. And trust me, he is grifting billions. And I'm talking billions with a big S on the end. Billions out of the US government and off the markets, etc. at the moment through manipulation. But this could also be King of Pentacles. It's not my must card in this particular deck, but it could also be, can be the oligarchs themselves. Okay, let's see what happens. Externally, unity, it's my voter card. Internally, sending the ships out is the plan. The plan coming to fruition. Is this the voter or not? Bringing an end to the voting. Thank you. Being a 10, bringing an end to the voting, sending the ships over, that's the plan. Hopes and fears. This is an insecurity card, but it's also keeping things very close to the chest, this King of Pentacles. That is the plan. However, we've got the King of Cups and Justice card. So the outcome is, yes, it is the plan, but there might be a new message that comes forward from this King of Cups, bringing a legal case, because only Congress, I know that the president has bypassed it on multiple occasions, including Vietnam, etc. But there's also been multiple cases where the military have said, no, we're not doing that to the president. We're not taking that action to the president. But we've got the King of Cups here bringing forward some sort of justice card that will end up being their legacy and bringing a stop to what's going on. And at that stage, you start getting the certain somebody's fleeing overseas. So you've got the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom and the World card. The dark money behind the scenes, but big legal action coming forward. So, yeah, I'm going to say yes. Oh, if you're wondering what deck it is, it's this deck here, the Smith-Waite Tarot. I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to have a look to see whether there's going to be a false flag event, because at the moment Venezuela aren't attacking back. They're holding the line. They're not giving the regime any excuse to scale up. Like, they're threatening, they're saber rattling, but then not the regime, the orange twerp and Hegseth, saber rattling and threatening, but Venezuela are not giving, they're holding their nerve. They're not giving any excuse. Yeah, they're holding their nerve here. It's biding time. Because they know the orange twerp isn't long for this world. The dude should have been dead years ago, but he's got such good genetics and pure stubbornness. Okay, is there going, because Venezuela are not going to, is there going to be a false flag event? Right, the Hermit. Isolation, investigation, trying to find a path forward. So is there going to be a false flag event? Trying to find a path forward in this. I really feel that Venezuela aren't going to indulge the regime by heading back, just like Iran didn't, just like Yemen didn't. So they're trying to find a path forward. The Eight of Pentacles, they're just, the challenges that this regime is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. It doesn't work like that. They repeat, expecting a different outcome, but it's not happening. Okay, so that's their challenge. Blow up another boat. Nothing happening. Blow up another boat. Nothing happening. Okay, let's see here. So it's turning into a dragged out nightmare for them with that Nine of Swords. So the energy they're stewing in at the moment is, what the heck else do we have to do to make this happen? This is the here and now. In the past, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the Homeland Security, the claims that this is all about Homeland Security, but Venezuela aren't giving them a reason. Okay, and Judgment at the top there. There's starting to be unrest in the ranks and a collective awakening. It's slow. Oh my goodness, it's so slow. But there is this collective awakening, judgment moment, because the US military can't get this to move forward. Venezuela aren't playing by the regime's rules. Okay, immediate future. The Five of Pentacles, right? There might be some financial sanctions thrown on Venezuela to try and, again, isolate them out in the cold. So that might be the next step. My question was, is there going to be a false flag event? I think financially they're going to try and isolate first up. So this is the immediate future. Externally, we've then got the Death card coming through. Whose death? Death of Maduro or death of the orange twerp? Major death? But there's going to be a death that's going to bring things to an end, and internally a new opportunity being presented to learn from this. It's not really answering the question. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. Okay, thank you. I just got told, okay, secrets being revealed, judgment, secrets being revealed, bruised and battered with their back up against the wall, hanging on to their plan, and then we've got the fleeing overseas card, and we've got another ace, the Ace of Cups, the emotional, overwhelming new beginning, and we've got a whistleblower coming forward with volatile information with that Knight of Wands about those that made the orders that were illegal. Betrayal, heartbreak, loss, despair, treason, and then we've got the Five of Cups, and then we've got King of Swords, bringing action against the King of Pentacles and all those connected with it. Be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it with the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Swords. And again, we've got the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. Things are going to change. So I'm not getting that they will actually, I think events are going to overtake them. I think the orange twerp is going to, let's have a quick look. I'll do 3 cards for the orange twerp and 3 cards for Maduro to see which one is the one that's going to, I mean, the orange twerp literally threw the CIA operatives in Venezuela full under the bus the other day. Is the passing, is that death card to be that will overtake events? Okay, they're telling me to do Maduro first. Will, okay, whatever. Will it be Maduro? Secrets being revealed. There is I think it's going to be stopped. There might be an attempt on Maduro. I don't know what birth sign he is. Is he a Scorpio like just about everybody else at the moment? But juggling what's going on these rocky high seas here in the secrets being revealed. So I don't think it's Maduro. Is that death card? The orange twerp. There's a significant death that changes everything. Well, there's the Emperor with his dementia. And the Ace of Pentacles. A new opportunity presenting for a new start. And then we've got the Hermit, increasingly isolated. Justice on the bottom. And the Justice, flee, death on the bottom there. I think it's going to be the taking out of the orange twerp. I don't know if it's a passing. It's just going to be, he will eventually pass, but there will be a significant ending of this regime when I've seen for years that he's going to have a stroke. I kept getting vascular prior to the election. Then noticed he disappeared for about 10 days afterwards I kept picking up that he was getting stents put in and something quite extensive done. He goes missing regularly. So do I want to ask, is the orange twerp's decline going to thwart the regime's plans in regards to starting a war? Right, the Knight of Cups, false friend coming forward with an offer, but it can also be that he's being medicated constantly. Challenged by the King of Wands. Whoever is holding the plan behind the scenes is the challenge. So is the orange twerp going to... Well, there's his vascular event. King of Wands. The challenge is the King of Wands. It's whomever is behind the scenes, their plan, trying to get the plan through. Trying to get the plan through is the challenge. Keeping his health secret, but we've seen it. We've seen it. The Emperor has no clothes. We've seen his health. We've seen the bruises on his hands. We've seen the ankles. We've seen him disappear for extended periods of time regularly. We've seen the slurring. We've seen the droop face. Let's see where we go. A lot of work going on behind the scenes to keep his health going, but each time it's losing effectiveness. Okay, and then the descent into lunacy, immediate future. This can be lunacy, or it can simply be secrets being revealed as the ups and downs on this path. Everything changing with the Wheel of Fortune, trying to keep the illusion going. I did read a couple of months back that there will be increased use of AI. You can pick up, if you watch very carefully, a lot of his non-live, supposedly live interviews or statements, etc. They use a what is it, where they can sort of blend one scene into the next. AI puts in a couple of frames in the middle, and it's quite obvious when you'll see it when move an arm, but the shirt doesn't quite follow in time with the arm. The coat falls open, and it's trying to work out what the lining is on the coat. It's quite obvious there's this, so the wheel is turning those on top end up on the bottom, but they've worked out they're going to try and keep the illusion going. They need to get him past the halfway point, which is November of next year. I don't think he's going to make it, but they're going to try and keep this illusion going as long as possible. The hopes and fears is they can't keep it going. Okay, the outcome, the Temperance, trying to spinning back and forth. I don't think people are going to buy it, or the medication just stops working, because we started with the Knight of Cups here with keeping him medicated. He's going to reach a stage at some stage where his body simply goes, F this, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not saying him personally, his body is going to do it to him. And then we've got the Ten of Swords. There's the vascular event. It's an absolute nightmare, because we've got here, this is the voters, this is the election. They know they've lost. It's just nuts. Okay, the King of Cups, the support, a lot of news coming out, Tower moment for those in the White House, and then the legal action starts. So yeah, I keep getting that his health is going to overtake events. It's why those behind the scenes are acting so rashly. They've basically turned the pot up to boil and slammed the lid on. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. No, I don't. Yes, the plan is for a false flag, but I don't think they're going to achieve it, because I just think events are going to overtake. Okay, love to you all. Take care. I shall catch you shortly. What I don't get done today, I'll get done tomorrow. Catch you shortly. Bye-bye.